you're a Math 30-2 student or a Math 30-2 teacher, being aware of common diploma difficulties is probably a good thing. And as I say here, you would be equipped to tackle the toughest. A targeted approach to diploma preparation. What types of questions tend to be most challenging for students? Alberta Education has identified a number of areas that usually results in a low correct response rate for students across the province. What's the plan here? The Math 30-2 Information Bulletin 2023-2024 includes a general commentary about Math 30-2 diploma examinations. So within this commentary, students' strengths and areas for improvement are identified. It is no doubt a priority for every Math 30-2 teacher to prepare his or her students in the best possible manner. Since these comments are based on the results of thousands of students across the province, paying particular attention to these difficulties would be prudent in terms of this preparation. So let's take a closer look at these areas for improvement. Sometimes a greater awareness and a little extra practice can make all the difference. You will find 8 lessons addressing these difficulties. Each has a video and a set of about 8 practice questions, complete with detailed solutions. Also included at the end is a video that discusses observations from written response component, which is a new feedback document for 2023-2024. Now, here for this little video session, I'm just going to outline these 8 areas fairly quickly, name them, give a sample question, but then direct you to where you will find more detail in terms of the video and in terms of the practice questions and solutions. Number 1, organizing information involving 3 sets. Weaker students continue to have trouble organizing and interpreting information that involves 3 sets, but they tend to perform better when given a diagram. Here is a sample type question where we've got 3 items: soup, salad, sandwich. Students have to organize it. The first part of this would be in a Venn diagram. So can you create a Venn diagram with this information? Number 2, probability and odds. Most students are able to convert probability to odds and vice versa, but weaker students find this difficult. Some students are having difficulty with odds statements compared to probability statements. Odds should be considered part, and probability should be considered part, whole. Sample question. You might see something where part of the question is in odds, like the first part. The odds in favor of selecting a female are, but then they want us to find the probability down at the bottom. So can we go from odds to probability and vice versa in a question? Probability of non-mutually exclusive events. Students have difficulty calculating the probability of non-mutually exclusive events. So if they're mutually exclusive, they cannot happen at the same time. So non would mean they can happen at the same time. Something like this, where you've got somebody walking to school and having brown hair. You can have both of those things happening, or none of them, or one of them. Probability, again, that's a key word here. That pops up fairly often. The probability unit in this course, focus attention on that. Now, in particular, in this one, involving permutations and combinations, students have difficulty calculating probabilities that involve permutations and combinations. Students have difficulty calculating probability when there's more than one case to consider. So here's a sample question. It's the probability of 3 people placing first, second, and third in any order. Just trying to give you a flavor of the type of questions within this segment of difficulty. Number 5. Now we move on to exponential equations. What about solving them when there's no common base? Okay, so when Students have difficulty solving exponential equations that cannot be written as powers with a common base. Something like this. 6 to the x plus 1 is equal to 50. Right? 6 and 50 cannot be written with a common base. This question just showing some work, looking for an error. Something went wrong. How about adding and subtracting rational expressions? Students are becoming more proficient in multiplying and dividing rational expressions, but continue to have difficulty in adding and subtracting, just like typically students have difficulty adding and subtracting fractions. This type of question, adding rational expressions, we're told with the numerator. What's the denominator of this? Solving a rational equation that simplifies to a quadratic equation. So students have difficulty in solving rational equations, especially when the rational equation simplifies to a quadratic equation. They struggle with determining both possible solutions to a quadratic equation and then checking if they are valid solutions. So given a rational equation, something like this, we want to put it into this form, which essentially means we have to clear the fraction. So a large part of this to me is saying, do you know how to clear a fraction? And then set it equal to 0. And analyzing sinusoidal functions within a context. Students have difficulty analyzing sinusoidal functions, especially when the function models a context, a situation, a scenario, something in real life. A pendulum, sure, that's real life. It's swinging above a tabletop. What's the height of the pendulum at the moment of release? So we're given an equation. How do we figure that out? So those are the 8 specified areas that have been identified as diploma difficulties. So as a summary, this is a targeted approach. If you choose to go this route, or as a supplement to your diploma preparation. So I'm just suggesting take a closer look at these areas. Sometimes a greater awareness, knowing that it's coming your way, and a little extra practice can make all the difference. So at this page that I'm going to direct you to, you'll find 8 mini lessons addressing these videos. And each video, in about 11 minutes or so, there's a set of 8 or so practice questions complete with detailed solutions to help you make sure you understand what's going on. So you can find the page in the description below, or visit mathpqjq.com, the Grand Math Connection. That's the specific page that you'd be looking for. And as I said at the beginning, you will be equipped to tackle the toughest if you go through this approach, this targeted approach, to get yourself ready for the Math 30-2 diploma exam. So I wish you the best of luck.